Well, it's another cold and chilly morning here in the heart of the Waterberg Welgevonden Private Game Reserve. My name is John, and behind the camera we have Gerrit, and as you can see, we are hot on the heels of some lionesses. There were two of them, and they made their way down this entrance road, and we suspect have turned around and navigated their way through the bush, and we are going to do our best to keep up with them. Thank you again to our partnership lodges, Makweti, Sediba and Nungubane. Without further delay, let's go and see what we can find. So whilst we've been trying to follow up on these lionesses that have been in the area, we've come across these two white rhino, and they are absolute specimens. They are huge. Look at them. And again, the first thing I said to Gerrit was that their horns are simply monstrous, and it looks like they're having a bit of a tussle with one another at the moment. It's more playful than anything, really. These are two large bulls. So sitting on top of these bulls here are some red-billed oxpeckers, and they've obviously come here from their evening perch. They don't sleep or roost on the animals that they spend time on during the course of the day. Instead, they sleep in trees, in holes in trees. So you can see how they were sizing one another up. And in fact, the one has these noticeable battle scars along the side of its face, just between its eye and its horn. And that's obviously from many an encounter with other bulls in the area. And they seem quite relaxed with one another now, though. They are feeding alongside each other and not too concerned, but it was quite the showdown. The males both had their genitalia exposed, sizing each other up not only in terms of their horns, but their other physical assets as well, it would seem. But of course, it's not an attempt to compare sizes of genitalia. It's rather just all a heightened state of testosterone and display of power between them and dominance. But again, they are now just going along on their way, walking down the road, and have now moved off into the bushes just to the right of us. So although relatively common here on Welgevonden, it's interactions like these which just again reiterate how magnificent these animals are. And to witness 2.5-ton tanks sizing each other up is all very much a daunting moment for sure. So soon after our fantastic rhino encounter, we continued along Tybos Valley Road, which ultimately brings us out at the famed Fig Tree Plains, which is this open expanse of well-fed on grassland, and it's scattered with these stunning picturesque fig trees. And we've stumbled upon this fantastic little sighting, which includes a troop of baboons. It almost looks as if they are photosynthesizing. What I mean by that is that they are simply enjoying soaking up the sun. And actually, Gerrit has pointed out something really fantastic. Whilst they're busy enjoying the sun, they're busy grooming each other. And it's all part and parcel of a bonding process. They've spent the evening together, they've come out unscathed, and being a family group, allo grooming or assisting each other with grooming is very much a sign of affection. And the whole troop is actually busy doing that at the moment. Of course, there's some youngsters busy throwing each other from the trees, very playfully as well. heading up to baboon mischief. So it always amazes me, because I mean, if me and my sister were to throw each other from the trees like this whilst we were youngsters, it would have ultimately resulted in many broken bones. But baboons just have this uncanny ability to often fall from dizzying heights and go off unscathed. And of course, just in front of these baboons are a herd of blue wildebeest. Of course, they're not a conventional blue, but what's really nice about the morning sun is that you can see where that name stems from ultimately. It's very much the steel blue coloration that really only shows itself in soft, gentle morning or afternoon light, and you can see it nicely on some of these which are feeding unperturbed here in front of us. Species or grazers such as these wildebeest will ultimately and can ultimately benefit from the presence of baboons. And so what they'll do is, although they look completely relaxed at this point in time, you probably find that they're aware of the baboons around them. Not saying that they're relying solely on the baboons' presence to alarm them or bring to their attention any potential danger in the area, but it is certainly part of a relationship at play, and you often find large herds of game animals, antelope and wildebeest, associating with baboons, and doing so at a much more relaxed, in a much more relaxed way, shall I say. Because if ever there is any movement, the baboons will pick up on it immediately, and the minute they bring to their attention that something is in the area, and they do that characteristic yaku, yaku, then all of a sudden these wildebeest will know that something is up and they should be worried. Well, everybody, unfortunately the lioness tracks seem to have gone off into a block we can't get access into, but a successful morning nonetheless. We had fantastic views of 2 rhino bulls, a troop of baboons, and some warthogs going about their morning business. A successful morning nonetheless. Thank you again to Makweti, Sediba and Nungubane for making this partnership all possible, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Safari Spotlight.